The other boatman and I were perched on these huge boulders as we were looking up the river, trying to pick our line to go safely through the rocks and to follow the current. The water level was pretty forgiving, but it was still the most technical rapid on the Green River, Hell's Half Mile. The run was usually the same: downstream ferry looking over your shoulder, a quick push and pivot, and you have to give 2 huge strokes. And if you don't pull enough, you land smack on Lucifer, stuck with Lucifer in Hell's Half Mile. Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and friends, you can guess that I was terrified. Just the thought of running Hell's Half Mile, but it's worse because it was my very first time to run my little boat all by myself. No one to tell me when to pull, no one to tell me when to pivot or to push. We all took one more look up the river just to mark our line and to choose our landmarks for when to move our boats and what direction. As we all approached our boats, I went forward and started to untie my bow line. My hands were shaking so bad I couldn't undo the knot. My heart was racing. My boat started floating freely, and just as I was ready to hop into the boat, da-da-da-da, Charity Hayes, Adventure Girl, took the oars. Charity Hayes is my alter ego. She steps in when I'm scared. She reminded me that I was good enough to row my boat in this rapid. She reminded me that I had the talent and that I knew what I was doing. And so I confidently pulled from shore, looked from my landmarks, and I ran that rapid. And I had a quick little glance at Lucifer as I went by. And before I knew it, I was high-fiving with the other boatmen where we pulled over down below the rapid. Another time, a few years later, my partner and I had hiked down the 8 miles into a little village in the Grand Canyon called Supai. We were to the third of 4 waterfalls, Mooney Falls. It was a beautiful day. I was standing there enjoying the energy of the waterfall, the power of the water tumbling over that traversing cliff 200 feet below caused a beautiful spray, and every now and then the sunshine would make little rainbows. I could have stood there and watched the water tumble over that waterfall into the turquoise pools below all day. Da-da-da-da! Here comes Charity Hayes again. I was so surprised before I knew it. I was climbing down the face of that waterfall on a chain ladder, just so that I could see the pools below. I'm generally a pretty practical person. As Cindy Spurlock, my friends and family think of me as a mild-mannered business lady. I'm also known as the insurance lady. I have a practical side that I like to call dun 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 dun, the voice of reason. Goes something like this. Toastmasters is a great example. Charity Hayes will sign up to give her speech. She's all excited to present to the club, but the night before, a dark, ominous feeling will hit the pit of my stomach, and a voice will come to the back of my head, sounding a little bit like Darth Vader. You are not prepared to give this speech yet. You will forget the words you want to say, and you will be humiliated in front of all of your friends at Toastmasters. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm not good enough. My voice of reason catches me in those moments of doubt. Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm not worthy. Sometimes it's just the voice of saying, you don't have enough time. You don't have enough money. The worst is, what will your friends say if you do that? Because of my voice of reason, there's been times when I've missed some great opportunities in my life. That's why I'm so thankful that Charity Hayes steps in. She has helped me reach a lot of my dreams. Remember my story about climbing down Mooney Falls? I wouldn't have done that without that alter ego. But as it was Y2K. And because of Charity Hayes being brave enough to climb down that ladder, I was the first woman to go to the Colorado River for the new millennium. Maybe you're thinking, how do I get an alter ego? What shall I name it? You can do like me. I just made her up. I just pretend that I'm brave when I need to be. And by pretending, pretty soon, I am brave. So I challenge you to grab your alter ego. Think of what you'd name him or her, and follow those dreams. Perhaps you'll run that half marathon that's been on your bucket list for the last 5 years. Maybe it means that you'll climb those ancient steps of Machu Picchu in Peru. It could mean that you row your little boat through Hell's Half Mile. I think that every now and then we need to give the voice of reason a little vacation and go on an adventure with your alter ego. Madam Toastmaster.